Hello guys, today we'll be doing estimation or estimate 5.3a. So our tick for today will be, we will know how to estimate real life world problems. We will understand how to correctly estimate using 3 estimation strategies. And we will be able to estimate multiplication and division with real life problems. Okay, so you know the drill. We need your math journal, a pen and a pencil. Okay guys, so our tick number is 5.3a. So we were going to write it here on the corner, 5.3a. And with my pen, I'm going to write my title, which is estimation strategies. So these are the strategies that we're going to use to estimate. And I'm going to bubble it around to make it nice and pretty. Okay, so estimation strategies. And our first strategy is rounding. So I'm doing it here with pen. Okay. You know how to round because you've been rounding since 2nd grade. So for example, we have the number 352 times 23, right? Okay, if we're estimating a problem before we solve, we have to round with this strategy. So let's say we're rounding 352 to the nearest hundreds to make it easier to multiply, right? 352 to the nearest hundred will be 400. It's already past the middle, so now it's closest to 400. And 23 will be round to 20 because it's nice and a round number. It's closer to 20 than 30. So that is what you need to do. You just round 352, 400, 23 is 20. So 400 times 20. And all you do now is you multiply. This makes it easier because you just look at the 4 and the 2. What is 4 times 2? 8. And then 1, 2, 3 zeros. That is 8,000. So 400 times 20 is 8,000. That is your answer. So let's say if you go to the store and they're asking you for the price of a $352 pair of shoes, which I hope you don't buy those shoes that expensive, and a $23 shirt, and you want to know about how much money you need to take, well, that's when you round 352 to 400 and 23 to 20. So you need to take about $8,000 if you want to buy 400 times 20 worth of shoes and, let's say, a shirt. Okay, so now let's try another example using another strategy. So rounding will be the first one, and you should know it from 2nd grade, so pretty easy. The other form of estimation or the other strategy is the compatible number strategy. So compatible numbers. That's the second strategy. Compatible number strategy. This might be new for you guys. Okay, so this basically means it's any number that are easy for mental math. And you should know that mental math is mente. So anything that's in your brain. Okay, so any number that is easy for mental math. So it's basically like rounding. You're just making your number easy to do in your head, in your mental math. So easy to multiply or easy to divide in your head. Okay, we're still trying the same example over here. So 352. So I'm going to copy 352 times 23. Same example from above. Okay, it's just using another strategy. So, you're thinking, okay, what number could be easy to multiply in my brain or in my head? Okay, so 352, the closest or the easiest to round or make it easy to multiply will be maybe 350. For me, you could say 300. It is up to you. There is no specific rounding because it's a compatible number. You're not really rounding up to anything. It's just an easy number in your head. Some students will say 350 is easy. Some students will say 300. Some might say 400. That's fine. So let's try with this one. 350 times 25. 25. Okay, do you think that's easy for you to multiply? For you to multiply in your head? Maybe you say yes. Other students might say no. For me, we could just try to multiply it this way using the standard algorithm that we learned all last week. So we know how to multiply. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry the 2. 5 times 3 is 15. Plus 2 is 17. Don't forget your comma. Now we're multiplying in our tens, so we need to put our 0 for our placeholder. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 5 is 10. We don't need that anymore, so carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. So what do you do now? Add, correct? 0 plus 0, 0. 5 plus 0, 5. 7 plus 0, 7. And 7 plus 1 is 8. So our product or answer will be 8,750. Those are compatible numbers, meaning easy numbers for you to multiply in your head. Since you already know how to multiply your 5s, like 25, and your 10s, like in 50, that's why it's easy number for you to multiply. Okay? So that's a strategy. Which one do you think you like best? Rounding or compatible numbers? Think about it. Either one works. There's no specific one you have to use. Okay? The last strategy that I want to teach you is my favorite one. I think for me is the easiest. You let me know if you think it's the easiest, okay? The third strategy is, oops, my pen. It is the front and estimation. This is the last strategy, the front and estimation. Do you think this strategy is easy? Yeah, we could see. For me, it's my favorite. You probably will like it. Okay, so what is the front and estimation? Well, that is first digit. You know what a digit is? That's a number. First digit stays the same, and I'm going to underline the same, and the rest, that means all the other digits, become a 0. Pretty easy, I think. The front end strategy is the first digit stays the same and the rest become a 0. That would be pretty easy for me to do. So again, we're doing the same example. 352 times 23. Same one. So let's copy it on the bottom here. 352 times 23. Okay, since we're estimating using this strategy, let's see what it says right here. First digit stays the same. Okay. So first digit. What's the first digit in 352? 3, right? So the first digit stays the same. The rest become a 0. So 352 is actually going to be 300 because all the other digits become 0. Times 23. The first digit stays the same. 2. The rest become a 0. So it's a 0. So 300 times 20. Easy. 3 times 2 is 6. 1, 2, 3 zeros. And the answer is 6,000. 300 times 20 is 6,000. Easy peasy, right? That's pretty easy. Okay, so these are your 3 strategies. Pause the video if you need to copy down all these strategies in your journal. Okay, on the back of this sheet, we're going to do a few examples. We'll probably do 2 multiplication and 2 division examples back here. And then when we're done doing our examples, you will do the work in Schoology for you to practice. Okay? So pause the video if you need to before I turn the page, and then you could continue with me. Okay, so here's example 1. Okay, sorry if you couldn't see that. Example 1. Let's say, for example, we had 428 times 36. Using any strategy, you're going to estimate these numbers, right? So before you multiply. What strategy did I tell you was my favorite? My favorite was this one, right? The front end estimation. So guess which one I'm going to use for this one? You're right, front end estimation. First digit will stay the same and the rest will become zeros. Okay, so the first digit is a 4, so the rest will be 0, so 400. First digit is a 3, so I'm going to put 30. I just multiplied. 4 times 3 is 12. 1, 2, 3 zeros. So the actual answer is 12,000. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. Next question, example 2. See how easy that was? I like estimating. Okay, let's do a division problem. Let's say the division is going to be 647 divided by 38. Okay, what are we going to do for this? Remember, the strategy that I like is the first digit stays the same, the rest becomes 0, or you can round, up to you. Okay, so this will be 600 divided by, and this will become a 30. Okay, now I don't know how to divide this in the top of my head, so I'm going to make the little division house. 600 and then 30. Okay, you know the strategy: dad, mom, sister, brother, and Rover. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, and repeat. Okay, does 30 divide into 6? No. Does 30 divide into 60? Yes, right? Because I'm skip counting. Remember the T-chart that I showed you? We're multiplying by 30. So 1, 2, 3. So 30 times 1 is 30. 30 times 2 is 60. And 30 times 3 is 90. I'll just go up to there for now. 30 goes into 60 how many times? 2 times, right? Don't forget your 0 here because it didn't go into 6. So that's 2. Multiply. 30 times 2 is 60. Subtract. 60 minus 60 is 0. Bring down. Okay, am I done? No, because I'm just bringing this down, so I cannot just say my answer is 2. Does 30 divide into 0? Well, 0 times because it's 0. So I will put 0. Now multiply. 30 times 0 is 0. Subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. Bring down. Nope, nothing else. Remainder, repeat. No, so my answer is 20. So 600 divided by 30 is 20. That is my quotient or my answer. Right? Good. Okay, we're going to do one more example for multiplication before we do one last one for division. So remember we said we're doing 4 examples. Okay, example 3. Remember to pause the video if you need to. Okay, so my multiplication is 898 times 67. Wow, that's a big number. But my favorite strategy is first number stays the same, then the rest becomes 0, right? The front end estimation. So 898 will be 800 times 67, that will be 60. So that will be 6 times 8 is 48. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 48,000. Okay, that's my front end strategy. If you like rounding, let me do one for rounding. So this is the same problem. 898 times 67. This is a front end strategy. Front end, let me write it right here. And this is the rounding. So I'm rounding right here for you who likes to round. Okay, 898. If you're rounding, 898 is closer to 800 or 900? 900, right? 67. Is it closest to 60 or 70? 70, right? 9 times 7, 63. 1, 2, 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3 zeros. So my answer is 63,000. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay? So you see these answers are not the same because you're rounding differently, or you're estimating differently. Here I estimated you by rounding, and here I estimated by front end. So whichever strategy you use, just make sure that you're using the correct strategy for your estimation and then solve. So first you estimate and last you solve. First you estimate and then last you solved. Okay? My last example is a division problem. So example 4. Okay? Let's divide 3,643 divided by 14. Okay? I want to use my front end estimation. So I'm going to make those numbers nice and round, meaning the first number will be the same, the rest will become zeros. So this number will become 3,000 divided by 10. Whoa, that looks pretty easy. I know how to divide by tens. Okay, so let's make the little house. Good. Okay, don't forget your dad, mom, sister, brother, and Rover, and your multiplications of 10. So times 1, times 2, times 3, times 4, times 5. 10 times 1 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, 10 times 3 is 30, 10 times 4 is 40, 10 times 5 is 50. Right? Okay, so now we could solve. Does 10 divide into 3? No, so we put a 0. Does 10 divide into 30? Yes. How many times? 3 times. So now we multiply. 10 times 3 is 30. Subtract. 30 minus 30, 0. But we're not done yet. We have to bring down this other 0. 10 divides into 0. How many times? 0. Anything divided by 0 is 0. Let's multiply. 10 times 0 is 0. Subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. We're not done yet. We still have to bring another one down. Okay, so we're bringing all this number down. 10 divides into 0, 0. 10 times 0 is 0. We subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. Do we have anything to bring down? Any leftovers? No, right? So our answer is 300. So 3,000 divided by 10 is equal to 300. That is our answer right here. I'm going to write it right here. 300 is our quotient or our answer. Right here. Okay? So again, if you need to go back into my video, rewind, pause, anything that you need, you could do it. That's why it's on video. Okay, now that we're done, make sure that you work out the practice problems in Schoology in your math journal. So continue working them right here. And make sure you take a picture nice and clear. If you cannot send it in picture, then make sure that you record your answer. Okay? Any questions? Let me know.